I explained as well in the first session that we had with Reiki. Reiki can be used for organic problems, but can also be used for clearing the chakras. Now, in Eastern medicine, there's always a connection to the psyche or the emotional stability connected to your body. So they believe, basically, that if you're having physical problems, it's related to blockades that are happening within your chakras. Yeah? Each chakra is also connected to parts of the body. And when I'm doing, for example, a healing session with people who have an actual physical problem with their elbow or their knee or their bladder or whatever it is, then I'm going to do a direct session with them. I'm going to be stationary, and I'm just going to be working with that organ. With the chakra Reiki, it's somewhat different, because what I'm doing is I'm going directly with these chakras to open them up, to free them up, or to free them out. And the human body doesn't only have the 7 chakras. That's the main chakra system. The human body basically has over 100 chakras. So what you're doing is you're working with all different points. You have them in your hands, you have them in your elbows, you have them in your knees and your feet, you have them in a lot of different places. So that's the thing. That's what I'm going to be doing today, is just basically showing when I'm working with the different chakras to be able to clear out the whole of the system. And usually what you're doing, because Reiki, what it's doing as well, is trying to bring balance into your system. So the more balance you have, the less malaise you're going to have, or the less physical problems are going to occur. So yeah, so we're going to start. And yeah. So today, because we're going to be working with the 7 primary chakras, we're starting with the head, which is actually kind of interesting, because normally you'd think we're going to be starting from the root chakra, because that's the first chakra, but it's not. It's actually the other way around. So what we're going to be doing today is there's 4 positions, or basically 3 head positions, and 1 which is in the throat position as well. And I'm going to give a small overview of what the chakras are doing and what they're for, and just basically show you where the hand positions, where I'm going to be laying the hands. So this is how it begins, or how it goes. The first position is the third eye. Now the third eye is an interesting position basically for intuition. It has a lot to do with your self-confidence. It is as well to do with, similar to the crown chakra, a lot with clarity in your head. So when you're working with the first, this is the 6th chakra, which is interesting because you do the 6th and then the 7th, and then you go down to the 5th. So this is basically, the third eye is the strongest point for females. This is the energy point for women. The men is the solar plexus, but the females is the third eye. Theory has it that your soul sits behind your third eye, which is actually very interesting. There's a lot of work and there's a lot of stuff that can be done with this position. What happens as well is I'm bringing the brain hemispheres into balance. So what actually helps as well, this position is really, really good against depression, for example. It just makes you feel a lot clearer. Your thoughts just, you just feel a lot better about everything. So also what's happening with this 6th chakra is, it sounds a bit strange, but I'm actually taking out the garbage. What Reiki does as well is it deletes information that is unnecessary. That we have so much going through our minds every day that is just nonsense. I mean, it's just like completely, you're just building up information that is just cluttering, and it's not productive, and it's avoiding the processing of the real stuff. So what I'm doing at this moment is, it's really interesting, because it's kind of like the Reiki decides to the left is garbage, to the right is important. And that's how it works. It really sort of mists through all the information. And if you have ideas, what happens at this point is he's having a lot of thoughts. The thoughts are just flowing, just going very fast through his head. And then they're gone. They're just completely, they disappear completely, yeah? And that's what's really good, because what's left over is the pertinent information, the stuff that you should be working with.